Hey guys, so my case is Florence Vassallo versus Baxter Healthcare Corporation. And basically, what happened in this case was that this woman, Miss Vassallo, got breast augmentation surgery. And in the surgery, they used silicone implants that were manufactured by Baxter, the company that was getting sued. So at first, these implants were fine, no real bumps, everything was smooth. And then after about 15 years of having the implants, she started to complain of chest pain and she was recommended to go get a mammogram. So upon the results of the mammogram, she found that the doctors found that one of her implants might be ruptured. And so because of that, Miss V opted to undergo a surgery and change out the silicone implants for saline ones. And as if all of that hassle of undergoing another surgery and the ruptured implant wasn't enough, when they were replacing the implants, her surgeon noted that her chest muscles were permanently scarred, and the only plausible reason was those implants. So there was tons of negative effects for her. And naturally, she felt the company should have done more to protect her from all these side effects. So basically, she sued Baxter, and the grounds for for her suing them, were that the implants weren't designed well, that the company, Baxter, didn't give proper warnings about the risks of the implants, and that overall the product was not reasonably safe. And during the trial, Baxter's lawyers tried a couple different things to defend the company, including trying to get the expert witness testimonies of the other side, um, I guess, thrown out, like nullified. And they also said, like, they didn't know the risks at the time of silicone leaking from the implants into the body. And they were just like, basically, they were like, what do you want me to do? I can't predict the future. We didn't know. And on the other hand of that was Miss V's lawyers. They basically showed that the company not only had not done a lot of long-term testing on their implants, but were completely ignoring the fact that it was well known in the scientific literature at the time that silicone freely moving in the body can migrate and damage major organs. And so, like I said before, they had all these expert witnesses. They were doctors from different specialties, and they all took the stand and basically pieced together the puzzle that silicone is harmful when free in the body. And so this brought to light the fact that the warnings which were associated with the product back in 1976, when Miss Vassallo first got them implanted, were not at all sufficient to address the risks of gel migration or say anything about the fact that these implants could rupture with just a regular everyday activities. So the warnings basically just said the company can't guarantee the gel will stay contained if the product ruptures. So after hearing all this, the judge basically decided that yes, Baxter, you don't need to predict the future, but you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do enough studies to prove that your product was safe and effective given the scientific literature at the time. Because, like, since we already knew silicone is bad in the body, then you should have been doing the long-term studies to show that your implants either won't rupture or that the silicone won't leak out into the body if it does rupture. And so, yeah, with that, the judge also was saying that you can't just manufacture something, put it on the market, and then forget about it. You do still have a responsibility to keep customers safe after something's on the market. So, in other words, Miss V won the case. She was paid for the harm that the product caused her. And this case made it clear you can't just sell a product and call it a day. You have to keep customers safe as you learn more about the science. So, yeah, that's my case.